Hi everyone, my name is Chelsea and this is Zenith Fitness Co. This video is going to be a chair yoga practice. It won't be very long, but I hope it will be very beneficial for you. Let's go ahead and get started. As you set up for class, of course, you will need a chair. I do suggest a chair that is sturdy, preferably one that does not have wheels on it. Let's go ahead and take a seat. We're going to start with a breathing practice. So we want both of our feet planted, but we can scoot back in the chair as much as that allows. Sitting up nice and tall. We can either rest our hands in the lap or on the armrest if our chair has armrests. And once we're sitting up nice and tall, once we're settled in, we're going to take the eyes closed. Sealing off the lips, we'll begin to breathe in and out of the nose. Noticing the breath, maybe for the first time today. We'll begin to lengthen each inhale and each exhale. So on the next inhale, filling the lungs, feeling the rib cage expand and the chest rise. And on the exhale, emptying out the lungs, letting it all go. And as we breathe this way, let's see if we can soften and relax the body. Noticing any areas where we may be holding some tension. So relaxing the forehead, unclenching the jaw, and allowing the neck and shoulders to relax just a little more. Let's take that next deep breath. Exhaling to let it go. And we'll just blink our eyes open to a nice soft gaze. And we're going to take it to an overhead reach. We're going to keep our breath connected to the movement. So let's flip our palms up to face the sky. We're inhaling, reaching overhead, pressing the palms together, exhaling, drawing those hands down to the center of the chest. And we'll do a few more like that. So inhale, big reach overhead, press the palms together, exhaling, drawing the hands down. Inhaling, fill the lungs. Exhaling, drawing the energy down. And one more big breath. Exhale to draw it down. All right, so we're gonna move to seated cat-cow, maybe moving to the edge of the seat. We want both feet planted firmly on the floor. We'll rest our hands on the knees. We're going to inhale for cow, expanding across the chest and gazing upwards. And then exhale for cat. So we're arching the back, drawing the chin towards the chest. So again, inhaling for cow, exhaling into our cat back. So working through that flexion and extension of the spine. This movement can be as big or as small as you'd like. Explore the movement, find what feels good. And we'll do a couple more with the breath. Beautiful. After that next exhale, let's come back to our neutral spine. Again, sitting up nice and tall, we're gonna do some head circles, and it's actually gonna be more of a half circle because we wanna be careful not to ever roll over the back of the neck. So we'll start by bringing one ear down towards the shoulder. We'll allow the head to come forward, drawing chin to the chest, and then continuing that direction until our other ear is at the shoulder. That's our stopping point, and we'll come forward with the head again. So just that crescent moon, half circle. Moving nice and slow, especially over any areas where you have some tightness or tension. And we'll just go around a couple more times. The next time your chin draws towards the chest, let's pause there, and from there we'll draw that head back up to our neutral position. Now we're going to move to a neck stretch. So we're going to bring that ear back down towards the shoulder. We're just going to stay here, shoulders relaxed. We may already get a nice neck stretch here, but if you want a little more sensation, we're going to reach the opposite fingertips down towards the floor. Easy breath as we hold this neck stretch. Good. Bring that arm in, bring that head up neutral. Let's just roll the shoulders back a few times before we go to the other side. And then we'll keep the shoulders down and back, and we'll move to the other side, ear towards the shoulder, shoulders staying relaxed. Option to reach the opposite fingertips down towards the floor. Perfect. We'll bring that arm in, head up to neutral, a couple shoulder rolls here again. All right, and then we'll keep those shoulders down and back. We're gonna move to an arm stretch. We're gonna bring one arm across the chest. We can either hold on to the lower arm or the upper arm, just avoiding placing that hand right on the elbow joint. So as we move into that stretch, keeping the shoulders relaxed, noticing if they've crept back up. And then tuning back into the breath, big, deep inhale. And softening with the exhale. All right, let's just move to the other side. Arm stretch, shoulders relaxed. We're sitting up nice and tall. And we'll gently release. One more seated here. We're gonna move to a chest expansion. So we're gonna take our hands behind us. If you have a chair where you're able to grab onto the back of the seat, that might be a good option here. If your chair is actually in the way, you might just wanna stand up so that you can do this with the arms behind you, palms facing in. Once we have that position with the hands, we're straightening into the arm, expanding across the chest, and just gazing slightly upwards. So notice if you have a crease in the back of the neck, that in that case, we'll drop the gaze just a little bit so that we have a nice long spine. Feeling that nice stretch across the front side of the body. And then we'll gently release, bringing those hands back center. We're gonna move to a standing position. So we're gonna use the chair as support. We're gonna step one leg back into a lunge. I'm gonna step the right leg back if you wanna do the same side. So right leg stepping back. We're pressing that heel, that right heel, down towards the floor. And then this front leg, our left leg, has a little bend in it. So we might get a stretch in that back calf, we might get a stretch here in the front hip, and then just holding onto the chair for support. If we want more here, right arm is gonna reach up overhead, and then we're gonna lean over to the left side. Now this part is optional. You can always come back just to the lunge if that was feeling better. If you're doing the overhead reach, just make sure you have a little space between your head and shoulder, reaching those fingertips up towards the sky. Perfect. We'll come through center, releasing the arm and stepping the feet together. We may want to move to the other side of the chair so that we do have that support holding on. And then the left leg is going to step back into that lunge, pressing the left heel down towards the floor and standing up tall, noticing if we're getting that stretch in the hip or in the calf, maybe both. We can stay here just in the lunge, or left arm reaches up and then reaching over, lateral flexion towards the right side. Perfect. Coming through center, releasing the arm and stepping the feet together. We're going to do a balancing pose. So even though we're balancing, we can continue to hold on to that chair for support. We're going to shift all of our weight into one foot. We're going to move into a tree pose. So once we have all of our weight in one foot, the other foot is going to come to the ankle or maybe the calf of that leg, just resting it gently there. The only place we want to avoid placing that foot is right on the knee joint. So from here, we can continue to hold on to the chair, maybe just one hand to the center of the chest. If you feel brave and strong today, maybe you want to press those hands together at heart center, but you do not have to be there today. Standing up nice and tall and taking an easy breath. Perfect. Then we'll release that foot down to the floor. We're just going to go to the other side, shifting all of our weight into the other foot, taking the opposite foot to the ankle or calf, just avoiding that knee joint. You can take one hand to heart center, maybe both. Maybe even here we can grow some long tree branches with the arms. Perfect. Releasing the hands, releasing the foot, and we're going to come back to a seat in the chair. So just a couple more before we go into our final relaxation. So we're going to stretch the hamstrings. Let's move to the edge of the seat, a place where we feel sturdy sitting in the chair. We're going to kick one leg out, planting the foot down. So that heel is down, toe pointing up towards the ceiling. When we hinge forward, we're going to keep a nice long spine and hinge from the hips. We can stack the hands on top of each other and reach for those toes. Just holding where we're feeling a stretch in the back of the leg. You may feel that stretch a little bit in the back. As long as that's not a pain sensation, we can always back out of it if it is feeling painful. And if you're getting a really intense sensation right behind the knee, just take a little more of a bend in the knee and see if you get that stretch more in the body of the hamstring muscles or the calf muscles. Taking a breath here. And then we'll sit up nice and tall, draw that leg in, just moving to the other side. Heel down, toe up, nice long spine as we hinge from the hips, folding over the leg. Making any of those adjustments here as we need. Taking a little bend in the knee, maybe backing out a little bit if we need to take any stress off the back. After you hear your next exhale, we'll sit up nice and tall, draw that foot in. One last stretch. So we have two options here. We're going to cross one foot over the opposite ankle for figure 4. If you're liking that position, you're just going to add some gentle pressure here, maybe to get a stretch in the hip area. Now, if you're able to, you can always bring that foot up on top of the opposite thigh, just being sure that we keep this foot flexed to protect the knee. Now we can sit up nice and tall here, or we could even begin to hinge forward if we're wanting more of a stretch. And we'll just take a few breaths where we're feeling that hip stretch here. Gently releasing that leg down, and we'll take the same version here on the side. So either crossing at the ankle or crossing that foot over the opposite thigh. Option to fold forward. Releasing that leg, we're going to move into our final relaxation. So we can scoot back in the chair, getting comfortable, sitting up nice and tall, and resting those hands in the lap or on the armrest. See if you can plant both feet down. Making any adjustments that you need, and then eventually settling into some stillness. We'll allow the breath to flow naturally now. Trying to be still in the body, still in the mind, in Shavasana. Bringing the awareness back to the breath, maybe wiggling the fingers and toes gently, and then blinking open the eyes. All right, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this chair yoga practice. The light that shines in me honors the light that shines in you. If you liked this video, please subscribe to the channel. There will definitely be more. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next class.